All right. Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive.
This time, we are going deep on a topic that's going to touch all our lives at some point.
Yeah.
Aging. And
A big one.
we're going to unpack the 5 biggest issues that individuals and families face as they get older.
Yeah, it's a journey.
And
Not everybody.
don't worry, we're not just skimming the surface here. We got a fantastic resource to guide us. A webinar from ASRE Consultancy, led by their CEO, Hillary Walker, who is a certified seniors real estate specialist.
Okay. All right.
And you know what's funny?
We plan for so many things in life, but often these critical conversations about aging get pushed aside.
Oh yeah, they're not fun.
So let's get ahead of the curve and think proactively.
Like that, proactive.
Yeah, that's the key.
So-
Issue number 1,
Right, yeah.
the Hillary Walker highlighting in the webinar. We tend to wait until a crisis hits before we even start talking about these things.
Yeah, oh, it's so true.
It's so true. It's almost like we're
Why do we do that? Yeah, like we're...
putting it on, like it's not going to happen. But it's coming for all of us.
If we ignore it, it'll go away.
Right, exactly.
And it makes it so much harder because then you're dealing with a crisis on top of everything else.
Right.
So you're right. Why do we do that? I think it's because talking about getting older and potentially needing help, it can be scary. It can be really emotional.
Yeah.
And so we kind of just avoid it.
Nobody wants to admit that they're
To themselves or to anybody else.
not invincible.
Yeah.
But think about it this way. When we avoid these conversations, we miss out on valuable time
That's true.
and options to actually plan
Yeah.
and make good decisions.
And it can be overwhelming
Yeah.
in a crisis to suddenly have to make all these decisions.
Absolutely.
And it can cause, especially when you're not thinking clearly.
Rifts in families.
Oh, for sure. Because everybody has a different opinion. Everybody has a different idea of what they think mom or dad would want. And if you haven't had those conversations beforehand,
Yeah.
ooh, it can get messy.
When everybody's emotions are high.
Yeah. And then you end up sometimes making decisions that maybe aren't even in the best interest of the person who's,
Right.
at the heart of it.
Whose care we're trying to figure out.
Exactly. Exactly.
What really struck me was Hillary's example of an elderly parent falling and suddenly needing more care.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic.
That happens all the time, unfortunately.
That's the crisis moment.
Yeah.
And then suddenly it's like, okay, what do we do?
Yeah.
And if you haven't had any conversations, it's just so much harder.
Yeah. Okay, so
Proactive planning is key.
proactive, I love
Make
it.
that down, people. Proactive.
Now, the second issue that Hillary brought up was all about equipping our homes for aging in place safely.
Okay. Yeah.
And, we know so many people want to stay in their homes as long as possible.
Makes sense.
It's familiar.
It's all memories.
All the memories.
You raised your family there? Yeah.
Well-
What are some practical things that we can do to make that happen?
Well, good news is even small changes can make a big impact.
Okay.
So like grab bars and bathrooms,
Uh-huh.
those are a classic for a reason.
Yeah.
But did you know there's actually different types of grab bars?
No.
Yeah, so some are better for like stability, if you just need a little something to hold on to.
Right.
Others are better for helping with leverage, like if you're trying to get up and down. So it's worth doing a little research to see what kind of grab bar is best for your situation.
Interesting.
And then, of course, ramps.
Yeah. If you have stairs.
If you have stairs, yeah, got to have a ramp for easier entry.
Right.
But we can go beyond the basics.
Okay.
Think about lighting.
Lighting.
Lighting is huge.
Okay.
Brighter, well-placed lighting can really prevent falls, especially at night.
I hadn't even thought about lighting.
Right. It seems obvious now, but
Yeah, once you say it.
but we don't always think about it.
And even something as simple as rearranging furniture
Oh.
can make a big difference, especially if someone's mobility is changing.
Right.
So clearing wider pathways.
To prevent trips and falls.
Yes, exactly.
And what's fascinating is there's a whole field of professionals who specialize in aging in place design.
Really?
Yeah, they can assess your home for potential hazards
Wow.
and recommend solutions.
That's amazing.
It's like a home makeover with a purpose.
Right.
Right?
Wow.
Realistically, sometimes staying at home, even with modifications, just isn't feasible
Right.
or safe.
And that takes us to issue number 3.
Okay.
Understanding the full range of senior living options and supportive care services.
Yes, it is not just a black and white choice
Right.
between staying put and moving to a nursing home.
Right.
There's a whole spectrum.
A whole spectrum.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about?
Well, we're talking about things like independent living communities.
Oh,
Those are
they offer a social environment and amenities without intensive care.
Right. So you're not
ready for that full.
You still have your independence.
Exactly.
But you've got a built-in community.
Yeah, which I think is what a lot of people miss as they age.
Especially if their, family maybe doesn't live close by or they've lost a spouse.
Right.
That social interaction can be so important.
And then you've got
assisted living.
Assisted living.
That provides varying levels of personal care.
Right.
So depending on what your needs are.
What kind of help you need with daily living.
Exactly.
And then there's memory care units, and those are specifically designed for individuals with dementia. So it's really important to understand the nuances of each type of community to find the best fit.
Because it's not one size fits all.
No, not at all.
And the memory care, that's
a whole
very specific.
Yeah.
And they have staff who are specially trained
right.
to care for people with those needs.
Hillary mentioned a family friend who moved into an assisted living community.
Oh, yeah.
And absolutely thrived.
I love those stories.
When you hear about people who...
Because it gave them a sense of community and support that they were missing at home.
And it takes the pressure off their families, too.
Yes.
Because sometimes families are trying to do it all.
Yeah.
And it's just not sustainable.
And sometimes you get better care in a facility where they have people
absolutely who are
trained professionals.
And it's not just about the care. It's about the socialization. It's about the activities. It's about having things to do and keeping your mind engaged.
I think people are afraid that if they go into a facility, that they'll just
waste away.
Yeah.
But it's actually the opposite.
Yeah.
A lot of times they blossom.
It can improve their quality of life.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's not just about facilities either. There's in-home care services.
That are a fantastic option for folks who want to stay in their homes.
Right.
But need some help.
With maybe cooking.
Yeah, with daily tasks.
Cleaning.
Medication management. Even just companionship. Someone to come in and, play cards with them or watch a movie with them.
Yeah.
It can make a big difference.
And it allows people to
maintain their independence.
Stay in their homes and get the support that they need.
Okay, so it sounds like the key takeaway here
is to be informed about all the different possibilities.
Absolutely. Do your research.
Be afraid to ask questions.
Because every situation is different.
Yeah.
But even with the best planning.
Sometimes downsizing or moving becomes unavoidable.
That's true.
And that brings us to the fourth issue that Hillary highlighted.
Okay.
Managing the liquidation of a lifetime's worth of stuff.
That's a tough one.
I mean, how do you even...
It can be so emotionally overwhelming.
Begin to tackle that.
Yeah, because it's not just stuff.
Yeah.
It's memories, it's family heirlooms.
Of your whole life.
Decades of accumulated belongings.
Yeah.
So
what's the secret? How do you do it?
Well, first of all, remember, you don't have to do it alone.
Okay.
There are resources out there.
Right.
Like senior real estate specialists, SRESS.
Okay.
They're trained to help older adults and their families navigate these transitions.
So they can provide guidance?
Guidance, resources, connections.
What kind of connections?
Well, they can connect you with professionals who specialize in decluttering.
Okay.
Organizing estate sales, even handling the emotional aspects of letting go.
Okay.
Because that's a big part of it.
Wow. So
it's more than just selling a house.
It's like a whole support system.
It is. It's like a whole team.
To help you through this process.
And you need that because it can be so overwhelming.
Yeah. And Hillary talked about the importance of finding an SRES who really understands the needs of older adults, who can act as a guide and an advocate throughout the process.
Okay, so you need to find the right person.
Yeah, you need to find someone you trust.
Someone who's patient.
Who understands.
Yeah.
And they can help with everything from staging the home for sale to connecting families with reputable movers who are sensitive to the unique challenges of senior moves.
So they handle it all.
Are there from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's about minimizing stress.
Yeah.
And making the transition as seamless as possible.
Okay, now for the fifth and final issue.
Which Hillary stressed is absolutely crucial.
Okay, hit me.
Documentation.
The paperwork.
Nobody likes it, but it's so important.
Right.
This is about ensuring that your legal and financial affairs are in order.
Right, so it's more than just having a will.
It is. It's about having a comprehensive plan that reflects your wishes.
And protects your interests.
As you age, exactly.
So we're talking about powers of attorney.
Yes.
Healthcare directives.
Living wills, all of them.
Yeah, a durable power of attorney.
That allows you to designate someone you trust.
Right.
To make financial and legal decisions on your behalf.
If you can't
if you become unable to do so.
Incapacitated.
Yeah, for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
And then healthcare directives.
Yeah.
Those outline your wishes for medical treatment.
Right.
In specific situations.
So if you're
unable to communicate
right.
your wishes.
And that takes the burden off of your family.
It does.
Of having to make those decisions.
Because they know what you want.
Right.
They're not guessing.
And it can prevent disagreements.
Yes.
Amongst family members.
Because they know what you want.
Yeah.
Hillary shared a story about a client whose power of attorney actually saved them from financial exploitation.
Oh, wow.
When they were hospitalized and unable to manage their own affairs.
That's really scary.
It is scary, and it happens more often than you think.
So that's why these documents are so important.
Yeah.
They're not just pieces of paper.
Right, they're safeguards.
Safeguards, exactly.
For your future well-being.
So it sounds like you need to find a good lawyer.
Yes, an attorney who specializes in elder law.
Preferably one who
is up on all the latest.
Yes, all the laws and regulations.
Because they're always changing.
And then you need to make sure these documents are accessible.
Yeah, don't just stick them in a drawer somewhere.
To the people who need them.
Yeah, make sure your family knows where they are.
Right. And that they're up to date.
Up to date, legally sound.
Okay.
It's an investment.
In peace of mind.
Yeah.
For both you and your loved ones.
Wow.
We covered a lot of ground today.
We did.
From understanding different senior living options.
To downsizing to...
building documents.
Yeah. To yeah, it's a lot.
And you know, it's clear that proactive planning and open communication are so essential.
They're the key.
As we age.
And it doesn't have to be a scary conversation.
No, it can actually be
empowering.
Right.
To take control.
To know that you have a plan in place.
And you're not just
letting things happen to you.
Yeah.
Here's something to ponder.
Okay.
What if we shifted our thinking?
From dealing with aging.
Okay.
To embracing the possibilities.
I like that.
That's a good shift.
What opportunities, if we started these conversations with our loved ones today.
Right.
Not in the middle of a crisis.
Yes. Be proactive.
Have those conversations.
It's a thought-provoking way to approach this next chapter of life.
Absolutely.
I love that.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us on another deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
And that wraps up another insightful episode of Let's Talk Real Estate for Older Adults. I hope you found today's discussion as enlightening and inspiring as our team did. Remember, every transition is a new beginning, and we're here to provide information for you along the journey of downsizing, relocating, or aging in place. If today's conversation got you thinking about your own unique situation, I'd love to chat, so book a call with me, and let's figure out the best steps for your next chapter. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe and join our community so you never miss an episode. If you have questions or ideas for a future topic, please reach out. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, I'm Hillary Walker, CEO of Atlanta Seniors Real Estate, signing off. Stay safe, stay positive. Your forever home could be just around the corner. And remember our philosophy? Real estate is more than property. It's about the people.